You start busting up that fallow ground in preparation, there's a supernatural move of God called intercession. It's just birthed. You can't explain it. It's just birthed. And what happens in that intimacy of intercession, because now you're beginning to walk in the fullness of the Spirit. Now what I'm talking about is biblical. It's not goofy, extra-biblical, charismatic something. I'm talking about you just begin to walk in the fullness of what's around you. Can I illustrate this to you, and we'll shut this down because it's been over for a long time. When we moved to South Carolina, I had to leave my family in Georgia. And I moved ahead of them 6 months, so I was without them for a great portion of that. My daughter had just come out of her second round with cancer. And it was the hardest thing I ever did, to leave them behind. She'd had a gaping wound open up in her leg, very fast, aggressive cancer that doesn't respond to chemo or radiation, and it goes to the lungs and the brain. And it had come back, and we had removed it. It was not long after I'd been with you, Brother Matt, or before I was with you. And I was living in a little bitty apartment on the church grounds called a prophet's chamber. And I was crying out to God one day because my family was 4.5 hours from me, and my daughter was still recovering from cancer. And boy, I tell you, I hit the bottom. I crawled up in the closet, just having some time with my father. God just sat down in that closet, my private praise and prayer time, and just so enveloped me that I remember audibly having to say, Lord, if you don't let up, you're going to have to hide me in the cleft of the rock. I can't take any more of your presence. And we have a song in our home that we sing sometimes when we're going through the valley or we just need to encourage ourselves. And that song popped up in my spirit and just kind of resonated in my heart. And I'm telling you, the Lord rolled my burden away. And I got up and walked out of there, and I had to go down to Walmart. It was the middle of the day. I walked into Walmart, back into the automotive section, and you ever just so, you've done something so much subconsciously you can do it without thinking about what you're doing. And some of y'all, that's how you drive. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, we're already home? You've done you've fixed your eyes and clipped your toenails and talked on the phone, and you go, oh, we're already home. Yes, you ran over 7 people, but you're home. And I've been in this Walmart enough, I just kind of, they're all the same. I was still in the afterglow of that presence of God. And I was humming that song, our family song. Oh, soul, are you weary and troubled? And I'm telling you, I just didn't think about anybody else being in the world. I'm back there on the back aisle by myself. And I'm not even really looking at the products. I'm just thinking about, golly, I can't believe what God just did. And I think I'm singing inside. I didn't know it came out. And I'm standing there, and I really thought I was singing inside to myself. And out of nowhere, I hear this voice, because I'm in my head going, turn your eyes upon, and this voice right next to me goes, Jesus. Oh! I just looked at him, took me back, off guard. Big D voice. And I got tickled, and he said, on Jesus. And I said, I picked up the rest of it, oh, soul, are you weary and troubled? Well, we start singing. A big tears coming down his cheeks. We finish it out. He's standing there crying, I'm crying. I've never met this guy in my life. I'm in Clemson, South Carolina. I haven't been there long. I said, hi, my name's Jeff. He told me his name. We snotting. I said, I didn't know I was singing out loud. He said, yeah, I heard you about 4 rows over. People in blue vests were peeking around. What's up? He just started sobbing. He said, I've had the worst day I've ever had. He said, you know why I'm here? I said, I don't know why you're here. He said, I came to Walmart to buy a box of 38s. Because my wife packed up our kids and left. And I walked in this store this morning and I said, God, you can't love me anymore. You don't even care about me anymore. I've lost my job. I've made a mess out of everything. I don't even know where they are. He said, I was going to buy a box of 38s and put the barrel in my mouth. He said, I got about 3 rows over and I heard somebody saying, turn your eyes upon Jesus. Look full in His wonderful face, and the things of earth will grow strangely dim in the light of His glory and grace. I still hear from him from time to time. He got his wife back. He's raising his kids. I walked in Walmart one day just to buy something simple after being with the Father. And because God had rooted up, pulled down, dismantled our lives, took them apart. When He got through dismantling me, and He built and He planted, a song popped out of me. And He put me in the middle of a Walmart in Clemson, South Carolina, with a song. Just long enough to be sensitive, to say to one of His children, I do love you. I'm telling you tonight, beloved, they're all around you. They're at the restaurants you eat at. They're at the stores